Hello, my name's Artemis, and there is obviously a lot of information that we can give out about the furry fandom, but I feel like there's no reason to just waffle on and on and on for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes about it, because you can condense it all down and get all that information across nice and contritely. So yes, that is exactly what we're going to do. So I'm going to see if I can give the most detailed, in-depth introduction into what the furry fandom is all about in no more than 5 minutes, and there will be a clock to test me. So let's start. Well, first off, what exactly is a furry? Well, a furry is someone who likes anthropomorphic animals. It can be a cartoon character, it can be from a film, TV show, book, something they like, or it can just be something that they've invented for themselves. Now, there is a slight difference between anthropomorphic, which is humanized like this, and feral, which is like this, like an actual animal, but we, in general, kind of like them in our media and our stories, and we like to portray them as well. Now, this doesn't automatically mean that we want to be a dog or a cat or a lion or something like that, or that we think that that's what we are. No, that is another thing called furrians, and they actually do identify as such things, but it is not necessarily meaning that one necessitates the other. In general, this is just basically a form of roleplay. It is something that we enjoy. It can be a form of escapism or idealization. It's a fantasy where you can create a character that you want to be able to portray with all of the traits that you wish you could portray in your normal life. It could also just be about fun, because it is quite a fun community and very creative as well, where you can have your big fursuit going on, you can have lots of artwork, creativity on TikTok, YouTube, streaming. It can really cover all bases. Now, this is a question that we get asked an awful lot, and the difficult answer to it is yes and no. See, some people do find it very sexual, just like pretty much everything in life, but a lot of people do not find it very sexual at all, such as myself. And there is no absolute guaranteed rule that just because you're a furry, you're into the sexual side as well. This is not inherently a fetish, nor is it a gateway into dirty, kinky sex that people don't like. It is not also zoophilia, that is the sexual attraction to animals. This is not that, okay? I need to stress that one a lot. No, rather, this is a hobby, a form of socialization, and something that people can enjoy privately. Now, there is a sexual element to it, as there is with everything in life, and it can also cover a wide variety of kinks and fetishes, again, just like a lot of things in life, but it does not mean that one automatically means the other. Think of it more as a flavour that you can sprinkle onto already existing sexual things, and you're pretty much in the right ballpark. Furry conventions are a massive part of the fandom. It is where we get to go and enjoy seeing friends and people that we know online, as well as, performing, for instance, going out in fursuit in public, getting photography done, going to room parties, hanging out. There is also panels where you can talk about all variety of subjects. Different hobbies can intermingle, such as D&D and stuff like that. There are also musical performances, raves, there's a dealer's den where you can buy stuff. It is a big fucking deal. Conventions happen all over the world, and yes, they can be a bit expensive to get to and a bit difficult to get rooms for, but they are obviously very worth it. They also put a lot into the local economy, to the point where Pittsburgh fucking loves having Anthrocon there. Each convention typically happens just once a year, but there are so many of them, especially in the United States, that you can go to multiple conventions within the year. So I mentioned fursuits a lot, and you might be wondering what that is. Well, that's this. It is a bespoke, custom-made costume made for somebody and their character. It is something that they order, custom, and pay for that quality. It can take quite a bit of money to get one made, but trust me, it's worth it, and it can take quite a long time to get one made as well. They range from the full bodysuits, which can be completely padded, all the way down to something very minimalist, which is basically just a head, hands, and tail. It doesn't mean that you have to have a fursuit to be a part of the fandom. It is not inherently one of those things that you have to have. But some people choose to get a fursuit because it helps them portray their character in a way that they can really bring into the real world. These things are not cheap, they are very high quality made pieces. They are also very tricky to make as well. Therefore, makers are in high demand, and they actually do make a living off of it, though not as much as you might think when you factor in all the time that they spend working on these things and the material costs. And yes, the fandom is largely based online. That is where the biggest presence of us has, because that is just the way that the modern world works these days, and it is also a way that we can mix across a variety of platforms and find each other. Being such an incredibly diverse community for the people of all walks of life, ethnicities, sexualities, everything, it's very easy for the internet to become the biggest tool for us to be able to reach out to each other, because everybody can access it. There is no centralised area of the furry fandom. There is no singular website which everything is based around. There are a variety of websites, all with their own unique little purpose. You have things like Amino, which is like a social media app. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of that have a lot of little groups on there as well. YouTube is a big part of it, as you are seeing right now. There's also TikTok and Twitch if you want to stream or just make memes. There can be Audible if you want to make audiobooks, because yes, that is a thing that happens. There are also dedicated furry sites, such as Fur Affinity, E621. Now, those are more artwork based, and yes, I will tell you now, that is where the not safe for work stuff tends to live, but everything has a place here, and you don't have to join absolutely everything. There's also communication apps such as Telegram and Discord, where people can start up group chats, keep along with their friends, and just enjoy being sociable, and that is a very healthy, very unique part of this fandom, which is just so special. It can also be mixed with other interests and hobbies such as gaming, D&D, roleplay. Loads of different things can be mixed with the furriness and help people branch out and meet new people. It is not just a bunch of sex-crazed maniacs on the internet looking for their next victim, not at all. Ooh, so there you have it. There is my 5-minute quick guide to the furry fandom. I hope that was informative. I hope I kept to the 5 minutes, as I imagine that would have been a lot of editing to get that down. But yeah, I've been thinking about this idea for quite a while, because there is so much information to give, and you know, when somebody comes into the fandom and wants to try and explain it to people, it's very difficult to cover every base. So I thought a little quick 5-minute guide of just, you know, hey, have you got 5 minutes? Well, this is what it's all about. That could come in quite handy, and hopefully it does, did, and will. If you did enjoy it though, haha, maybe you would like to help support this channel and everything that I do, because that would be amazing. Because, you know, we have a Patreon going on, and you could have a look. We also have merch. Yes, we have merch. Let me just, there we go. There's the merch graphic. Yep, have a little look at that. I see if I can get in the middle and just have them both. But yes, thank you very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope this was informative, and I hope it answers a lot of your questions. Have a fantastic week, I guess, and I'll see you next week.